Hey y'all, so today is April 2nd, 2021, and it's coming up the year anniversary since I started doing all this back here. So within the past couple of days, I think this is on Wednesday, I took the time and transplanted these sunflowers. They're a mix. Right now I can't tell which one is which, but it's a mix between red sun, solar power, or solar sunflowers, which is yellow and orange, and then the mammoth, organic mammoth. Now, I chose the organic ones because I know I'm most likely going to be eating the seeds, or at least saving the seeds for another time. So I decided to get the organic ones. I always try to get the organic seeds when I can. And today, actually, I planted the baby butternut squash right along the edges of here. So I made a tiny little hill. And then I'm looking to buy a trellis that will be strong enough to hold these butternut squash. So as you can know, squash in general can be heavier than usual. Well, heavier than your typical fruit, let's just say. So yeah, planted these, about 10 seeds. And I'm really looking forward to growing some. I think it was this week. I took the time and transplanted the marigolds and strawberries. So 3 of these I have marigold in here, and yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. Hopefully they will grow more, but I'm not really complaining because I think at this point it's at the end of the season where the snow peas would grow, and I have yet to get any flowers. It's because I did not transplant these in time, but these are pretty much stuck in. Well, this one I think I recently transplanted, but this one is stuck, so I think it's at least getting some root growth from just between the slits. Not not as effective as if I just planted them directly, but I think this will do for now. Um, oh yeah, so this is the only sunflowers I did not transplant yet. So I'm just really deciding where I want to transplant it. May transplant it in the corn container that I have over there. These are the things that I think they're squash. I know this one is type of squash. It's probably the butternut. I can't exactly tell. And then that one over there is one of the watermelons, but I don't know which one it is because I just dug through it earlier, and most of the seeds did not germinate in time as they were expected to germinate. Yeah, still planting more stuff. Cucumber. Oops. Just now I planted the beans. I put them in a greenhouse. The one that one is more effective. Let's zoom out. Yeah, and these I'm gonna plant either today or probably tomorrow. Cucumbers. I think I have one more. Nope, just these two. I think I have one more. I'm not sure. I have pumpkin seeds. These I'm still contemplating on whether, because these are the smaller ones, so they may be able to go on the other side of those. I'll be able to do stuff with that. And yeah, the watermelon, I think I'm just gonna grow these. I may grow these, but I just have to grow them in containers rather, and the beds, because there won't be enough room. Um, See, I got lemon verbena, and then basil. They're growing, but those are the ones, like I said before, I wasn't able to transplant in time, so they just kind of been sticking in there for months. Raspberries, they're holding up. But speaking of raspberries, I transplanted these, I think like yesterday or 2 days ago. Just set them aside, the blueberry bush. And so that I would say, I got a little three berry thing going on right now. When I transplanted these, I saw that there was more flowers that were, more shoots that was coming up. So I decided not to put any mulch around it. And yeah, so maybe I should put mulch around the edges to at least prevent from excess evaporation. But so far it's doing alright. Good. Raspberries are pretty easy to take care of now that I think of it. Um, this one I actually just transplanted like an hour, 2 hours ago. That is the zucchini, the ones that all four of the seeds actually successfully germinated. So I just decided to plant one. We'll see how that works. I mean, I think it would have enough room to grow in that pot, but speaking horizontally wise, I'm not so sure. Maybe I have to add some support around it, or hopefully it'll grow. But I think it'll work out. Cause last year when I grew it in there, I got like two or three of them. I just planted them way too close to each other, but I still managed to get stuff out of it. So I want to see if this works. I'm probably gonna add it to one of these beds with its own little separate space, or yeah, I'll see. So always have a little test going on. Anyways, a kitty relaxing. Okay, and here are the peppers. These I think I transplanted 3 or 4 days ago. These are the purple beauty peppers, and yeah, they don't get as much sun in this spot. Actually, now I realize because I came out here around 8:30ish, 9 o'clock, and there wasn't enough sun, and so around 2:30, 3 o'clock, the sun tends to move past these buildings over here, and so it kind of gets maybe 4 or 5 hours of sunlight, which isn't enough. Because full sun really counts as 6 or more hours. So I may have to relocate these and put herbs up in this bin because the basil and stuff, they grow when there's they grow better when it's part shade, because in the full sun they start to yellow. I think that's the thing I kind of have going on with the basil I have right here and over there. So yeah. Um, this one that actually grew um, on its own. But I think some seed spilled, and this is just growing crazy right now. I just decided to keep it, and so I already have quite a few of them that's fruiting, and yeah, the only issue that I have is I gotta move these. I think once I think I'm gonna take this out. I'm not. I'm going to take this out because I already got the last two fruits on here. Last three. I think it's kind of time. Time is up. So I'm gonna remove these and really repurpose this bed, or just sort out which ones can stay, which ones probably gotta go. Yeah. So, and then under here though, it just grew right next to the strawberries, and so I'm sure that really affected the growth. It's said that they're not supposed to grow together, but this was pure by accident. This wasn't on purpose. I was gonna move it, but then I said it just stuck here and grew really well, which is ironic because, well, I didn't really count the track when these germinated, or I didn't know the seeds spilled over and germinated on its own, but they did. Obviously, it's doing really well. I mean, I watered this bed so it gets watered, and it's just growing. I don't, yeah. Meanwhile, the ones I have growing, it's taking its time to sprout. I hope that it will sprout because everything else inside of the next to it in the greenhouse is growing, except for the tomatoes. So fingers crossed. Hasn't been 2 weeks yet, but I think it's coming up really, basically the next couple of days. Oh yeah. Excuse the mess. So it's been up to 2 weeks, and I learned that most of these actually germinate within a week to 3 weeks, or even a month. Like lavender takes a while to sprout. Valerian, they take up to 3 weeks to sprout. Marigold has already sprouted, 4 out of 6. I'd say majority of them sprouted. And I'm gonna grow more in the front. I got a lot of seeds that I'm planning to plant in my little 72 seed planter. I'm gonna bring it out here, but I was really contemplating what goes where. Yeah, so this is Valerian Marigold. Have to move these around. Where did they? Hold on. Carnation, lavender, and butterfly milkweed. So yeah, it's been about almost 2 weeks, and they have like another week or 2 weeks to germinate before I really decide on which ones have successfully germinated or not. So I'll give it some time. I transplanted the sun sugar, and I can't find it actually, but it dropped. This dropped yesterday. I don't know if it was a cat that knocked it over, or if it's this table that's kind of falling over. Well, that's deteriorating right now. But yeah, the tomatoes are doing pretty well. I think these are called the tangerine tomatoes, I believe. So I got 2 of those. Hopefully these will do well. Because I think the last time I planted tomatoes in here, they didn't do so well. I backed up, put these kind of rejuvenated soil a little bit, not too much, but I did put some fertilizer on it, which consists of manure, so that's what the flies are so attracted to it. And beets, I think one of them was successfully germinated, like I said before, the cats came and made their way into the bed and kind of dug up the other beets. So yeah, these I'm gonna find something to do with. I'm thinking of probably putting the watermelons in here, or in here, maybe in here. But I'm still thinking about that. I planted these about a couple days ago. These are the striped corn. I think I bought them from the seeds I bought from campus last week. Yeah, you back up. Yeah, so just decided to put them here. This is a temporary spot because I planted the butternut squash seeds here today. And the zucchini, let me see, maybe I'll take one more and plant it somewhere, and then get like a spare container like that, put it in there, and then give the other two to the community garden. I'm gonna transplant it. Yeah. So I think I did this within the past week. These are the dianthus, the alyssums. I don't know how to say it, and then the autumn sage, salvia. So it's just a little bed to try and attract some pollinators. I'm attracting flies, but I don't see any pollinators. Maybe I should just put it up here so they can see it a little bit more. But I'm gonna wait until these successfully germinate. Here is the Binance Be Alive. They grow very well in the sun, so I decided to put it back here where it's gonna get an adequate amount of sunlight. Strawberries, this has been getting a lot of shade in this spot. It's because of this here, this the moving sun and whatnot. But I'm still getting, you can see a little nice strawberry growing here, and citronella. So the poppy seeds have been growing. Actually, I'm very excited. If you look really closely, is that one? It's a little hard to see. Yeah, you can see it. They germinated. I'm really happy. Because last time when I tried to plant the California ones, they did not grow well. But these grew pretty well, and I'm really excited to see. I've just been misting them misting them so the seeds don't fly, kind of wash away and from their original spot. Cilantro, I think they say it takes up to like 2.5 weeks for these to grow, so I'm still waiting. They say it grows best in full sun, so to make sure it's not drowning in it. Yeah, I think that was the mistake I did with the zucchinis. I probably planted them a little bit too deep, or maybe, I don't know. But the zucchinis are doing really well, at least because I planted them a little deep. But yeah, I hope I'm not making the same mistake with the cilantro. I just put these in here like 10 minutes ago. Here's the blue lake bean bush, and then here is the dragon snap peas. They say they grow best, approaching summertime, and they say that it's best when the soil is warm. So I decided to keep it here in a greenhouse because this greenhouse stays consistently warm, and it's probably why this thing grew really, really well compared to this one out here, because it was exposed to 40 degrees. At one point it was actually 39 degrees here in LA during the nighttime, so I'm sure they have dealt with the freeze, the frost dates, because that's really cold here, especially here in Southern California on the coast. The basil. So yeah, maybe I might add some salt to it, but I think it's at this point I had it for a long time. It's been out in the sun, and it's starting to flower. So I know the taste is gonna turn out pretty differently. But I'm just waiting for it to seed. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to seed until I capture it, and then grow it again. But I had a long fun run with this, and I'm excited to get more seeds out of these. Yeah, and what else? Here is the black crim tomato. This one grew really well, actually. I don't know what's going on with the one at the community garden, because they were planted. This one was planted a little after, I believe, after the one in the community garden. But this one is doing really well. It's expanding. I think this is comparable to like a 4.5, 5-gallon container. But it's growing really well in here. The one at the garden is just kind of frumpy. Italian basil. These are going relatively well, I'd say. It's sprouting. All of the three of the types of basils I have: Thai, Italian, and sweet. The tomatillos they're sprouting, which is great. I think what I'm gonna end up doing, I don't see any of the tomatoes sprouting. I'm gonna just have to put them indoors, or in that greenhouse right there, so they can grow at an adequate amount of heat. They say that they're best to grow indoors, but I think maybe this would be too humid for them, so I may actually have to grow them at room temperature, because in here it's like 5-10 degrees hotter than out here, and it's already pretty hot out here. It's like in the 80s right now, probably mid 80s, and it's still, yeah. But I think this is adequate weather for a lot of these. It's gonna cool down, but I don't know, it's like a little heat wave going on here. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much what I've got done so far from back here. I just want to share that I think I may clear out one spot, probably where it gets the most amount of sun. Sorry, over right here, so I can plant some pumpkins or some other squash. But honestly, though, I really, really need help with that, because I'm sure everyone would benefit from it. Everyone would benefit from it, but it's not really a one-person job, especially that I got a lot of school stuff and applications and stuff going on, so I don't want to do all this alone. All this is just tolerable. This just little space. Space is tolerable. But back there, I've tried it multiple times and it have not worked. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm done with the back. Let's go on with the front. Alright, so I ended up overcooking my potatoes, and I had to try to clean out the pot as much as I can, because I burnt them. I mean, they still taste good, but the pot, I have to try to scrub it out a little bit more. It's savable, but it's completely my fault. Anyways, it's gonna be a little loud. I'm on the street, but I have sunflower solar power. Yeah, so it is solar power. I bought these yesterday. Not these. I bought the Seeds of Change. These are the ones that I planted already. Just contemplate where I should plant them again, or if I even have the room to plant them again. Autumn Beauty. These I got like a few days ago. So I'm gonna plant these, but these are the ones that I've got a few days ago. I have more inside or somewhere. I decided to put it in this box right here, or the seeds. But yeah, so I have the sun. I'm gonna plant. I think I'm just gonna plant the flowers and stuff in here. So the stuff that I've been planning on growing, because I need to get as much pollinated flowers as possible. And I think daffodils are attracted. I mean, hummingbirds are attracted to daffodils. I seen a hummingbird come here earlier, just breezing by the porch. So maybe not. Got the marigolds. I've yet to plant these. Why these are drooping? It's because a lot of them fell on the floor. So they're very fragile plants. Even when I was taking them out the car, a lot of them just kind of cracked open because they kind of fell over in the bag. Yeah, but these marigolds over here are doing alright. I think there's still more to come for these, so I'm not complaining. See, look at that. I'm gonna stay really still and see. And it's gone. It keeps coming here. So I know that maybe this morning when I saw it, I decided I'm gonna get a hummingbird feeder, so it'll come by, it'll try stuff, try the nectar, and then it will, if I have more flowers I need pollination, it'll pollinate. I think maybe they're attracted to basils. Because I have pineapple sage that I bought yesterday, and they said these are great for hummingbirds. But you know, they still little leaves right here already started to flower, so yeah. So I think all in all so I have the yellow marigolds. I think I got those last week, or maybe, oh, I got them last week Friday night. I did a lot of shopping this past week. You know, I got some more Pyramex, this. I just got it for the heck of it. I got more tools. So, if I, for the garden over there, the community garden, and then for the backyard, if I decide to plant the pumpkins and stuff, all the other squash. Got these yesterday. I got these last Saturday. And I think I got these like sometime during the weekend. I gotta water these. What's cool though about rosemary is that it's very tolerant. Yeah, very tolerant, I'd say. I really like so I think they say that these are drought tolerant as well. I think once they're more established though. So not right now, I still gotta water them. Here's the worms I bought yesterday from DIY Home Hardware Store. They're kind of hiding. I think they say they go into hibernation mode after some time, so I can't see them. Oh, here's some. You can't see them well on camera, but maybe they're still in hibernation mode. I don't know. I mean, there's not much for them to do in here, so yeah. And the corn container I found a few days ago. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I got to show y'all the corn. I think I'll show the corn probably a little in the next video, but in the backyard. You know, a lot of the peach tree is doing really well. And the corn I just transplanted yesterday or 2 days ago. And that's doing pretty well with the transplant. Peach tree, the flowers are starting to gradually bloom. Not yet, but they are, the leaves are growing, so it's finally starting to make some progress. I don't know if it's at its fruiting stage yet. It's a small tree. I think I've already showed it before, but I think over a week ago, I took the hard labor to move it to the backyard, to that pathway over there. Oh, that's why. Can't see it very well. I had an autofocus on one area. There we go. It's still very hard to see, but it's a little slimy something going on there. You know, people think worms are pretty essential when it comes up to having a garden, though. At least that I know, especially when it comes to composting, because they help to break down things much quicker. Even when you have the soil, like firm soil, they help to break down the particles and the rocky soil, sandy, rocky, harsh soil, clay soil, a lot easier. So they help amend the soil, so that's a good thing, and that's why I got them. I found soil inside of the pot that I rejuvenated. Yeah. So I decided to get more. And here's this little landscape. Not landscape, but this little pot at Freesia. It's a very nice smelling plant. This thing's right here. This is the Dianthus. They look a lot. They may be in the same family actually. Dianthus or Dianthus. The carnation family they may be a part of. I could be wrong, but they look a lot like carnation. I thought they were carnation, but apparently they're not. These are the listings. I had left. I planted these second, so I had some left over and decided to do another one. Yeah. I don't think they're really supposed to be planted this close together, but I didn't have the room, and I just decided to do this instead. But it turned out pretty nice. I'm really proud of the results. A lot of these are seasonal, so this may last for the rest of the season, like spring season or summer. So, they're annuals, so they may not last long. Well, anyway, so that's daffodil. Anyway, so that's the weekly progress I got going on, at least for here. I'm gonna go to the garden sometime this weekend, and the community garden, and plant a lot of this stuff. Maybe record a video and show an update there. But yeah, so this is the weekly update. And yeah, so I'll catch up with y'all pretty soon, and thanks for watching. Peace.